Hello, hello, hello. I wonder if I'm doing the right thing over here. Maybe. Okay. How are you guys doing? My name is Lauren, and I am, I guess, your local boundaries friend. I'm here to remind you when other people are stepping all over your boundaries, where you need to enforce yours with yourself, and all of that in a way that um, helps you stay in your heart centeredness and connected to other people. And so we had a great discussion yesterday. I don't know if you watched the video that I did yesterday. It was all about emotions that overwhelm us, paralyze us, or derail us. And so if that sounds like something that you need help with, I highly recommend that you catch up on that video. It is on YouTube. So you're welcome to do that. But today, kind of following on from yesterday's video, I want to talk about the Hot Mess Express, how to regain clarity in the midst of or just after an emotional meltdown. And so I don't know how many of you have had one of those lately. Personally, I think I'm going on, okay, cat's shaking the whole table. I think I had one this morning. Yay. And coming off the heels of a pretty intense weekend, which is okay. I just needed to tell you that because sometimes we judge, feel ashamed of our emotional experience, which is not a helpful response. And so here's what we do. We think that if we just shame something enough, it will stop or go away. Because that's how we are treated as children, and that's how the world out there likes to treat each other. It's not helpful. It's not healthy. It's actually harmful. And so and following on from the conversation that we were having yesterday, thought I would come on today and just share 3 really practical tips on how to re-rail after you feel derailed, and how to gain some clarity or feel clarity, regain it after you've experienced a meltdown. And so you may have been one of the contributors to the conversation yesterday. And so I just want to say thank you. Everyone say thank you to them because you guys kind of inspired today's video. Okay, so I will start here. It is very important for us to realize that emotions are a messenger. Your emotions are pointing you towards something that you need to take note of, something that needs to come into your awareness, something that you need to know about yourself, something you need to know about the situation that you're experiencing. All right. And so everything I'm about to share now is in light of understanding emotions are a message. Emotions are like the box that your Amazon order came in. And so don't kick it off your porch. Don't take it straight from the porch and put it into the trash can. Don't burn the box in the backyard in your burn pile. Open it, take a look inside, and learn from or embrace what you find inside there. Okay? Receive the gift that your emotions are trying to give you. And that really is like, if you could just do that, if the world could just do that with their emotions, we'd live in a safer, healthier place. Okay, so how to regain clarity, how to re-rail once you feel derailed. First thing I want you to know, and you might notice this if you understand Maslow's hierarchy of needs, that might be a great way to remember this. Okay, number 1, meet your basic human needs. Okay, and so when I'm examining personally, and I do this with my kids, right? This makes dealing with toddler tantrums or even bigger kid tantrums. I don't have older children, but dealing with their feelings so much easier. It helps me be compassionate with myself, helps me be patient with my children or any of my people. The first thing that I ask myself is, hey, are your basic human survival needs met? What have you eaten lately? Have you had enough water? Are you hydrated? Do you need sunshine? And maybe we should just go move our body a little bit. Basics, right? And so one of the things that I like to do when I'm having, or once I've had just like, a Chernobyl moment, is I look back and say, okay, Lauren, how are we doing nutrition-wise? Are you dehydrated? Are you hydrated? Are you only caffeinated right now? When was the last time you felt sunshine on your face? And when was the last time you moved more than just getting off your bum, going to the toilet to sit on your bum, and then getting up off your bum and then coming back to your desk? Like, when last have you moved? And then to actually meet those human needs first. Those basic human, we all need this to survive. Someone once said, you're basically a house plant, but you've got more intricate emotions. So like, let's deal with your house plant stuff first. Food, water, sunlight, movement. Boom. Now, once you've done that, you can move up the next layer or the next level of your need hierarchy. And so Maslow's hierarchy of needs, safety or shelter is the next one. And so you need emotional safety. You need some form of emotional shelter. And friends, the only person who can give this to you is you. Unfortunately, you're not 2 or 3 or 5 anymore. And so when we are parents, our job is to create a space of emotional safety as well as physical safety for our children, until they're able to, through us doing it for them, they learn to do it for ourselves. But as 33-something-year-olds, as 20-something-year-olds, as 40-something-year-olds, even as 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, we can start to learn how to create a space of emotional safety for ourselves. So the number one tip I can give for this is, like I said, to embrace what you're experiencing rather than to shame or judge it. Shame is a traumatic experience. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. Standing over yourself in judgment, standing over your emotions in a position of judgment is not helpful to you. It's harmful to you. Don't do it. Get curious. Curiosity is a safety structure for your soul. Embracing being yourself, being compassionate towards yourself, is an emotional safety structure that you give yourself, just like building a house is a physical safety structure for yourself, right? So you can do that for your emotional space as well, is to create an emotional safety structure. You do that with compassion, embracing, curiosity, and staying as far away as you possibly can from shame and judgment. Those actively break down your emotional safety structures. All right? And please do this for your kids as well. You'll change your family's life by doing this. Okay, and so let's just recap. Meet your basic human needs. Next level up is to create a safety structure for yourself emotionally. And this is so much easier to do once you've met your basic human needs. Honestly, you guys, if I had a day like I had this morning, I had a little bit of a meltdown before we even left the house this morning. I was in tears all the way to the kids' school. I got home. I drank a gallon of water. I ate. I took all my vitamins. I sat down and I thought, I feel better. I feel okay. And that made it so much easier for me to create emotional safety, because I was like, okay, you were half asleep. You were exhausted. You did not sleep well the night before, and you hadn't eaten anything. No wonder you were fragile, right? Gave myself a hug rather than feel ashamed for having a moment all the way to school this morning. Okay, last thing that I'm going to share with you guys today is once you've met your basic survival needs, once you've met your emotional safety needs, you need to meet your human connection needs. Draw near to another human being, even if that person is you. There wasn't enough space in the caption, but I can say even if that person is God, your spiritual source. So you may have right at the beginning of this video, hi to everyone who's joining us live, who's just jumped in, right at the beginning of this video, I told you that your emotions are the box that your Amazon order comes inside. They are not the order, they are the box, okay? And so when you kick the box off your porch, when you throw your box in the trash, when you burn your box in the backyard before you even open it, you're rejecting the gift or you're rejecting the message that your emotion is trying to give you, that's trying to point you towards. And so oftentimes when we are able to open the box and look at our emotion, and so my emotion this morning was sadness. It was just so much sadness. It was almost, I wasn't hopelessness, but I was just feeling worn out and sad. I always tell my children, when you're feeling sad, that is probably your body's way of telling you that you need a hug. When you're feeling sad, that is your body's way of telling you that you're in need of support of some kind. And so when I opened the box this morning and I had tears all the way down my face and I looked inside my box and I realized sadness, I was like, hey, what I need is breakfast, a gallon of water, I need to sit in the sun, and I need to call a friend. Or I need to ask my husband for a hug. Or I need to go across the street and have tea with my neighbor. Sometimes those avenues are not available. Sometimes the people in our life are not safe, meaning that if we're trying to maintain layer 2, which is a safety structure for our emotional experience, there are some people that are just not safe people to bring scary emotions to because they're scared of them as well. Even if you have no one like that in your life, you can be that person for yourself, or you can approach God, your spiritual source, with that issue. One of my dear friends, Heather Harbo, did an incredible mentorship session for one of the programs that I'm running called the Mompreneur Mentorship. And I'll give you a sneak peek into one of the things she said in terms of big emotions and God. And she told us that when you have no human to do this to, what she likes to do is imagine herself taking what feels like a massive emotion, something that is just, or a situation that is just too big for us to contain, for us to be able to carry, right? That it's overwhelming, it's derailing, it's paralyzing. And to give it over to God and to say something like, God, this is too big for me, but I know that it is not too big for you. God, this is too big for me to carry. Will you please carry it on my behalf? Because I can't do it, and I know that you can. And to have moments like that. And so really, this is, like I said at the beginning of the video, like these 3 steps are in line with Maslow's hierarchy of needs. There is a 4th step, which is to basically learn from your emotional experience, to really dig deep into it, to have a moment of aha, like an awareness and a transformation. And that I could do a whole video of just that, just the next step. But you can't get there. You cannot get to that point when we look at what we get in our Amazon box and go, wow, okay, I see what you are. Okay, I'm going to learn what is the message you want to give me? What is the gift I'm to receive here? We can't get there if you haven't met your survival needs, if you haven't created a safety structure for your emotional experience for yourself, and if you have not met your human connection needs. Was this helpful? I don't know if you're watching this live. I don't know if you're watching this in the replay, but I would love to hear your feedback. Which of these steps do you have the most trouble with? Do you practice any of them personally? I know yesterday we had a ton of people say, the first thing I do is make sure I've got food in my stomach. When I'm having a meltdown, the first thing I check is, are you hungry? Maybe we just need to eat, or maybe we just need a drink, or maybe we just need to get outside into the sun, right? So maybe that's you. Maybe you struggle with creating emotional safety. Do you shame yourself regularly? Do you judge your emotional experiences? Have you ever thought about creating a safe place for you to have your emotions? And how do you meet your connection needs? Do you meet your connection needs? A lot of us have emotional experiences where we're taught, this emotion, I need to do this by myself. I need to withdraw and isolate myself when I'm having this emotional experience. That is very normal. It's not helpful. It can be harmful, but it's what we were taught to do through our conditioning as kids. And so the good news is we can unlearn all of this. The good news is that we can relearn something else. The good news is that we can practice new skills. We can master them even. And that none of the things I spoke about today have anything to do with your personality type. This is not about your Enneagram number. This is not about, whether you're a type A or a type B person, whether you're an introvert or an extrovert. Just like you learn how to ride a bike, just like you learn how to drive a car, just like you learn how to cook your favorite meal or your favorite dessert, you can learn how to do these things for yourself. And the first time you do it, it feels like you have to keep your hands on all the things and it's a lot of mental energy. But over time, just like driving your car, you could do it in a trance. Don't drive your car in a trance, but sometimes it happens, And so that's the good news. And so I would love to hear your feedback on this video. Pop something in the comments. What did you find most helpful? In what area is your greatest challenge? And so I might come back on Thursday and talk about the last layer of the triangle, which is experiencing transformation or enlightenment as a result of whatever you got in your Amazon box, your emotional experience. In the meantime, tomorrow, in the group that I've started, it's called Support and Solutions for Overwhelmed Mompreneurs. I will be doing a free mini group coaching Q&A session. And so if you have questions, if you have something you want to ask, if you are like, okay, stop the bus, I need to find out something, or hey, I really struggle with this, like, please, can you help me understand this? Like, you are free to join the group, ask your questions, or even join me live in the Zoom meeting. Like, you can sit in my Zoom meeting, be a little square on the screen, and we can have a conversation together. And so feel free to jump on that. The link is in the description of this video. I am right now going to hop on out of here. I can't wait to see your comments. I can't see them right now. I can't wait to see your feedback. Thank you so much for watching. If you're here live, thank you to those of you who are in the replay. I love all of you. I am so thankful for you. And yeah, I can't wait to do this again tomorrow. Have a good one, everybody. Goodbye.